Ladies and gents, the OnePlus 6T's design might just have been confirmed, and we have some details on potentially some of its specs as well. We are very, very early, but the track history would suggest this is it. Let's get straight to it. Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Like I said, today we're talking about the OnePlus 6T, the successor to the OnePlus 6, and its potential new design. Now, as you may or may not know, OnePlus and Oppo have got a very close relationship in terms of smartphone design. So OnePlus, Vivo, and Oppo all kind of come under the same umbrella, the parent company of BBK. And in the past, Oppo products have followed a very similar design language as OnePlus phones. You've only got to look at the Oppo R11 and R11s, which looked almost identical to the OnePlus 5 and 5T, and the Oppo 15, which again is almost identical to the OnePlus 6. Now, in the build up to the OnePlus 6 launch, I did actually suggest that the design had been confirmed based on the fact that the Oppo R15 looked like this, and as you well know, it came out and it did look very, very similar to the Oppo R15. And this is where it leads us on to the OnePlus 6T, which will be the sort of tweaked version of the OnePlus 6, which happens every year pretty much in November time. And we have a fairly good idea now that the OnePlus 6T will look like this. So the reason why we think this might be the OnePlus 6T or thereabouts, as close to this as possible, is because this is the Oppo R17. It has very recently been unveiled, and as you can see here, it already shares some very strong similarities with the OnePlus 6. So the very sleek and rounded back, the very close to all screen design, but as you can see here, the notch has been taken a lot smaller than on the OnePlus 6, and very much like the Essential phone of last year. And this is something that I've personally been crying out for. I don't understand if Essential had been able to make that phone with just a camera notch, why other companies needed to have such a big notch. And it looks like the Oppo R17 and potentially the OnePlus 6T will now just have that tiny camera notch and nothing else. This of course means they don't have to go with the pop-up camera that we've seen on the Vivo Nex and of course Oppo again, but with the opinion dividing smartphone of the Oppo Find X, it certainly got people's tongues wagging. Some people absolutely loved it, other people thought that the pop-up camera is an accident waiting to happen, and the overall phone has been tested to be not quite as durable as people might have hoped. But Oppo are back, thrusting out more smartphones to the market. So if we see the same thing in November that we've seen for the last sort of 12 to 18 months on the smartphones of Oppo and OnePlus, then this is exactly what the 6T could look like. And we have some details on potentially some of its specs as well, because again of this relationship. Now, Oppo always kind of hits in at the mid-tier range in terms of its core performance, and usually slightly cheaper than the OnePlus phones, outside of the Find X, which was $1,000. But we're pretty much certain that the Oppo R17 is going to have 8GB of RAM, 128GB of storage minimum, a 6.4-inch full HD plus display, screen to body ratio of 91.5%, and something you might be very impressed with, Gorilla Glass 6, which is soon to drop on all of the major flagship phones. It's bumped up from the Gorilla Glass 5, and its improvements come more in the sort of drop area. The scratches etc will be fairly similar to 5, but it's going to be more resistant apparently to drops, which is always a bonus, especially when you smashed your OnePlus 6. As you well know on this channel, I did a video on it and it completely caved on the back. The 6T might stand up better to that. Also, the R17 is going to have Qualcomm's new 670 chipset, which is one up from the 660, which is currently the best mid-tier Snapdragon chipset. And it's gone into quite a few different decent phones, and it offers almost flagship performance but at a much cheaper price. Now, because the R17 has jumped up to the newest 670, people are sort of getting a bit excited, maybe a bit ahead of themselves, that the 6T is going to have the brand new Snapdragon 855, but in my personal opinion, I think that'll be next year before a lot of the flagships will get that, because I don't know how ready for retail it actually is. And one final spec on the R17, which could transfer to the OnePlus 6T, is the battery of a 3,500 mAh capacity. Now, I know what you're thinking, whoa, we've only just had the OnePlus 6. Why are you jumping ahead of yourself and going on to the next phone already? And that's simply because already I'm getting asked loads of questions on the 6T, and I'll try, and like I did with the 6, I will try and keep you updated as much as possible with any new news, rumours, leaks, etc. as we get forward towards November. As we get forwards. questionable English, that, as we move forwards towards... I forgot what I was going to say. That's it. Like and share if you did enjoy this video and find it helpful. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you're new to the channel and want to be notified every time I post a video on anything OnePlus, smartphones in general, tech in general, pretty much daily content on this channel. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. ASBYT. Peace out.